Hey everyone, today I'm going to tell you about a new map that could be added in a future update, and it's called Endless Jungle. And let's break it down together, because this isn't just a random location idea. This is a concept that already feels like it has a hidden story behind it, and when I first saw this concept art, I immediately noticed something strange, because Endless Jungle doesn't look like a place that was always empty. It looks like a place that used to be alive, and the main question players started asking is why there are abandoned houses in the jungle at all. Because think about it, deep endless jungles, fog, giant trees, strange bridges. Why would anyone build homes here? And this is where the theory part begins, because if this map actually existed in Melon Playground, the developers would never add these details for no reason. And almost no one pays attention to the fact that all the buildings are placed above the ground, on trees, platforms, hanging bridges, like the people who lived here were afraid of what was below. And I've seen comments saying that the ground level in Endless Jungle feels intentionally hidden, covered by fog, shadows, and depth, and that immediately reminds me of Endless Ocean, where fear comes from what's under you. But here it's different. The fear comes from all directions at once, and maybe Endless Jungle was designed as a land version of that same idea. The unknown, the pressure, the feeling that you shouldn't stay too long. And now imagine that this place was once a research area, where people were sent to study strange life forms, unusual ecosystems, maybe even giant creatures that were never added to the game. And that would explain why the houses look temporary, wooden, light, like they weren't meant to last forever. They were built to observe, to survive, and then leave. But something clearly went wrong. Because the buildings aren't destroyed, there are no signs of battle, no fire, no explosion. They're just empty, like everyone left at the same moment, and that's honestly the creepiest part, because it feels planned. And if you look closely, you can see cages, webs, broken paths, and it raises another question. Were they protecting themselves from something, or were they keeping something contained? And this is where players started suggesting that Endless Jungle could have introduced new NPCs, creatures that live above ground, moving through trees, watching from the fog. And maybe humans slowly realized they weren't at the top of the food chain here. And look at the monkeys in the concept. They don't look scared, they don't hide, they look calm, like they belong here. And there's a theory that after humans disappeared, the jungle accepted other creatures instead, and the environment adapted around them. And another detail that almost nobody talks about is how repetitive Endless Jungle feels. The same shapes, trees, bridges, shadows, like the space itself loops, and if you imagine being stuck there, always seeing familiar things but never escaping, the abandoned houses suddenly make sense. Because maybe there is no exit, maybe people didn't leave, maybe they went deeper, or maybe they simply vanished, absorbed by the jungle itself. And this concept fits perfectly into Melon Playground's atmosphere, because it's another place where the player feels small, unwanted, like an observer who came too late. And if developers ever add this map, I'm almost sure these houses would be more than decoration, maybe hidden items, bones, skeletons, strange objects inside them would hint at what really happened. And the biggest question is still unanswered. What if Endless Jungle already exists in the game's world, and this concept isn't just an idea, but a leak of something planned for the future? Because in Melon Playground, nothing is added without meaning, and if there are abandoned houses here, someone built them. And whatever made them leave was dangerous enough that they never came back.